Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome. Welcome. Today is 11th October 2024, Friday. And today also what they call a very auspicious day. What they call Saraswati Puja. Saraswati Puja, and also some also call it like Ayudha Puja, right? The last day of Saraswati Puja. So uh, before we start, let's contemplate. We worship Mother Saraswati so that she can bless us with abundance of knowledge. Okay, so this knowledge is very important. Okay, this knowledge is very important. And like today, we're going to discuss on chapter 4. In chapter 4, the title is, okay, transcendental knowledge. Okay, now we're going to, just coincidentally, that today the topic comes as transcendental topic. Okay, so the transcendental knowledge or the spiritual knowledge of the soul of God, okay, and of their relationship is both purifying and liberating. Such knowledge is the fruit of selfless devotional action, karma yoga. The Lord explains the remote history of the Gita, the purpose and significance of his periodic descents of the material world, and the necessity of approaching a guru, a realized teacher. Okay, so today, coincidentally, that today we also is on Saraswati Puja Day, so we pray to Mother Saraswati that she bless us with this knowledge of the absolute truth. Okay, there are so many knowledge out there. All right, like for instance, the job that you are involved. All right, say if you're a doctor, that's one knowledge. If you're an engineer, if you are whatever job that you are involved, okay, that is also a specific knowledge. And also there is a lot of mundane knowledge, like we study about world history. We always especially when we read newspaper, we are wasting our time by acquiring knowledge which is so unnecessary. All right, mundane knowledge. And of course there is also there are varieties of knowledge. Okay, sometimes we like to read novel. Anyhow, a person is trying to accumulate or acquire some knowledge. They want to learn. Learning is actually a natural tendency of a human being. Okay, sometimes we used to go to social media and we try to connect to social media and try to see. Okay, we try to see the new way of cooking, the art of cooking. Okay, there's new recipe comes out. So some or other we are learning. So Vedas means is a ocean of knowledge. Vedas means knowledge. And when you look at the Vedic literature, it basically has everything. Okay, it has from medical, Ayurveda, then just name it, everything, even engineering, even astrophysics, and Vimana Sastra, the art of making planes, a lot of all the knowledge are fantastic. You have everything in these Sastras. Okay, it's all in Vedas. So that's why what they call, is it very important for us to study all the Sastra? Or is that something that we have to specifically or deliberately, or what they call, or we should discriminate? We should choose what is important. So that's going to be the topic for the day. All right. So before we start, let's do our invocation prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutali Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Ham Sri Guru Sri Uta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagarjadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vidamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namustute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Stude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakal Patarubhescha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Paditanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavebhayo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Jayapataka Swami Tinamine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradaine Gaurakada Damadaya Nagaragrama Tarine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasachari Satarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivashari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Hasta Prayesu Abhidresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, so today we're going to continue on chapter 4, Bhagavad Gita, the summary study of chapter 4. Okay. Now, so ISKCON Bhakti Yoga Center Ipoh, with collaboration of ISKCON Malaysia, proudly presents Gita Gyan, or the essence of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4. So today we dedicate our program to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And this program is inspired by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, Governing Body Commission and Spiritual Master. And also I would like to dedicate to my dear God brother, His Grace Anadi Jagannath Prabhu of Bengaluru ISKCON Sheshadipuram, creator and brainchild of the essence of Gita Gyan program worldwide. All right, let's look at today's understanding of the Gita. After hearing Bhagavad Gita from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna accepted Krishna as Param Brahma, or the Supreme Brahman. Every living being is Brahman, but the Supreme Living Being, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is called Supreme Brahman, or Param Brahman. All right. Param Dham. Dham means place. Okay. Param Dham means that he is a supreme rest or abode of everything. And Pavitram means that he is pure. He is pure, untainted by material contamination. Pavitram. Okay. Purusham means that he is the supreme enjoyer. That's why sometimes in Tamil we also call our husband Purusham, right? The man is known as Purusha. Purusha means what? The enjoyer. Okay. All right. So means that he is the supreme enjoyer. Shashvatam. Shashvatam means original. Divyam, transcendental. Adi Devam, the supreme personality of Godhead. Ajam, the unborn, and Vibhum, the greatest. So today's Gita Mahatmya, let's look at today's Gita's Mahatmya. This is also just nice. It comes on this day, right? Gita su Gita Kartavya Kim Anyai Shastra Vistarai Ya Swayam Patmanabhasya Mukha Patmat Vinishrita. So it says, because Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, this is very interesting. Like sometimes they say, oh, I would like to do this. No, now let's see what is Krishna's opinion about this. Because Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one need not read any other Vedic literature. All right? Just I say, there are so many Vedic literatures and they have so many interpretation and they have so many conclusion. Like even in our life, in this mundane world, in this material world, we also see there's so many knowledge is out there. There's so many literature, so many knowledge. If you go to the library, you see tons of books. All right? So that's why they say that if you want to build a library, you do not need to paint the wall or no need to like think about decorating the wall. Just put the shelf and just fill up with books. It will be full of books, so many books. All right? But what is that need of all that knowledge? All this knowledge is only teaching you how to become a first-class materialist. How to become a first-class materialistic person. All right? We are not discouraging materialistic life. We are discouraging when a person becomes too entangled in materialistic life. When we are doing comparison study between animal and human being, all right, when you look at the dog, cat, and a human, we are doing the same thing. We are eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. You know, the animal eat, sleep, mate. That means they have sex, create progeny, and they defend. Same thing, human also do the same thing: eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. They eat and sleep, of course, and of course they will this thing. But of course, the procedure of doing it is different, because the so-called civilized human being have utilized, or the most important or the most precious sixth sense to create, all right, more sense gratification. That means we are almost like a polished animal. So what it says, animal plus bhakti, devotion, is called animal plus knowledge. I mean, bhakti, animal plus knowledge is equivalent to human. So what knowledge we are talking about? Animal plus transcendental knowledge is equivalent to human. All right. Just like 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Okay. 1 plus 2 is equals to 3. So if what happen if we remove what they call the knowledge, the transcendental knowledge, it's called animalistic life. All right. That's how the animal lives. But when a human being is not utilizing their life to understand this Vedic literature, that's the thing. It's not my opinion. This is Shastra. And of course, it makes sense, because we become human being. We start to identify ourselves when we start to realize who am I and what is my relationship. So it says that we do not need to read any other Vedic literatures. One need only attentively and regularly. It's not whenever you feel like it. Attentively and regularly hear and read Bhagavad Gita. In the present age, people are so absorbed, so absorbed in mundane activities. There's so many activities so mundane that it's not possible for them to read all the Vedic literatures. Okay, but this is not necessary. This one book, Bhagavad Gita, will suffice. It's enough, sufficient.
Yeah, okay.
This one book, Bhagavad Gita, is basically everything is here. Okay, because it is the essence of all Vedic literatures. That means this book is the essence. Okay, so that means all the thing that you have seen in the Vedas, all is going to be summarized in this Bhagavad Gita. It's the essence. Okay, and not only that, because it is also spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because whatever Krishna speaks, that is Vedas. And since this is spoken, this Bhagavad Gita alone is enough. We do not need to attempt to read so many things. Okay, so with that contemplation, I would also like to show you what are the things of the Vedas that we have. Okay, now when you look at this is the thing. Formally, the Vedas is one book. One book. Vedas means knowledge, a book of knowledge. Okay, so it was spoken as how it was brought down through the parampara. That means the guru speak the disciple. That time the disciple had a very sharp mind. Their mind is super sharp, and because their mind is super sharp, so they could somehow or other at one time they hear that they could remember for life. But of course, as time goes on and we are so disturbed, in our this Kali Yuga, we are so disturbed. We couldn't get any, we couldn't like, what do you call, get really, couldn't get that, really cannot concentrate. Right? What are the symptoms of Kali Yuga? People are, what they call, their memory is dwindled. They have a short memory. And another symptoms of Kali Yuga, they have short-lived. Their life is short. And third, this thing of Kali Yuga, we are all men of circumstances. And we are very unfortunate. All right? We are very unfortunate. So these are the symptoms of Kali Yuga. So when Kali Yuga comes in, when our mind is so disturbed, when we are so much attached, when we have so much of external things that are affecting us, so what happened? Vyasadeva, he thought, now he document entire Vedic literature. He document the entire Vedic literature. Because when once the thing is documented, So if they are forgotten, they can still go back and refer back to that book. And that is why certain part of the things, important stuff are even inscribed on the stone, on the wall. If you go to India, if you see all the ancient temple, there's inscription on the wall. Why they're doing it on the wall? Because it will never be destroyed. If you write it on a book or the leaf, those days they write on the leaf, palm leaf, it can be destroyed. But on the rock, it's not destroyed. And of course, that's also a reference point for common people. Because those days, the temples are the place of not only worship, but the place to learn. They come there, they just look at this, like for instance, it's also, you can also see in I think Parabaramban temple. Parabaran temple or something. What is the word? Parabrahma. Parambaran in Indonesia. All right, there's one temple. The entire what they call the entire Ramayana is inscripted from the third until the final thing. The whole thing around the temple wall is this inscription. So those days when people come, they come every day, they just read the first part and they start to dwell in that. And they go back and next day they come. So they make that place is a place of central place. But of course, as Kali Yuga goes on, more and more, what they call delusion, more and more pollution. Thinking become polluted, everything's become polluted, the food, the air, everything's happening. So what happened? So Vyasadeva compiled the entire book, entire Vedic literature. All right, just imagine everything that is known to human being is all given there. All right, when you talk about physics, chemistry, biology, right, from Ayurveda to Kama Sutra, everything was compiled. All right, then what happened? He divided the Vedas. So what happened? And since it's a huge book, he selected four of his principal disciples, like Paila Maharishi, Vaishampayana, Jaimini Rishi, and Sumantu Muni or Aigira. All right, Aigira Muni. So he selected four and gave them each division. So what happened? He compiled it one, then he divided into four. He gave all to four of his disciples. Is what they call what they call his main disciple. So the Rig Veda was given to Paila Maharishi. Yajur Veda was given to Vaisampayana. Sama Veda was given to Jaimini. Atharva Veda was given to Sumantu. Okay. So what happened? So the Rig Veda, it was divided into 21. And okay, before that, in every Vedas, there are four subheading. Every Veda got four what they call topics. Four topics. Number one is the first topic, we call it as Sanghita. Second is called Brahmanas. Third we call Aranyaka, and the last we call Upanishad. So the Brahmanas and Aranyakas are the rituals. Sanghita is what they call there's a kind of Sruti. You know, they sing that mantra in a different tune. All right, and Upanishad is the what they call is the instruction. Okay, it's the instruction. Like for instance, Bhagavad Gita is called Gita Upanishad. Gita Upanishad. So Gita Upanishad. So that means it's the instruction. All right. So it's like okay. Now, so what happened when Paila Maharishi taken the Rig Veda, he divided every into 21 division. So he divided into 21 Sanghita, 21 Brahmanas, 21 Aranyaka, and 21 Upanishad. Okay. Then Vaisampayana was given Yajur Veda. Yajur Veda is even bigger book. Okay. I think if I'm not mistaken, if you want to study Rig Veda, you have to spend 12 years full-time education just to study Rig Veda. All right. Because when I wanted to send my son to Gurukul when he was young, I was contemplating of sending him to Gurukul. So according to his astrological chart and everything, so that the priest said that your son he should study Rig Veda. And he said the Rig Veda means he has to spend in Gurukul 12 years. I say, what? Really? Yeah, 12 years. And that is in India. right? So he has to dedicate 12 years of his life just to study this one book. Imagine. How about Yajurveda? 100 divisions. So Vaisampayana divided 100 Samhita, 100 Brahmana, Aranyaka, and Upanishad. And Samaveda. Samaveda got 1,000 divisions. So what happened? Jaimini Maharishi, he divided into 1,000 Samhita, 1,000 Brahmana, 1,000 Aranyaka, and 1,000 Upanishad. And Atharva Veda. Atharva Veda means etc. Like for instance, if you say, right, the things that you need to bring, apple, water, basket, fruits, etc., 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 done line, right, etc. So these three Vedas, etc., is called Atharva Veda. Okay, the Atharva Veda he gave to Sumantu, and Sumantu, what he did, he divided all into 9 sections, 9 division, 9 Sanghita, 9 Brahmana, 9 Aranyaka, 9 Upanishad. So when you see in total, even if you total up all these, there are 1,130 Sanghita. And one of the most famous Sanghita is Brahma Sanghita. And that Brahma Sanghita was a literature that was actually lost. Okay. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went and visited South India. And he went to this Adi Keshava temple near Tamrabarani River. So I'm not sure. I think somewhere, I think whether I'm not whether sure it's Kerala side or Tamil Nadu side, I'm not sure. So he came, he went and visited that deity, and suddenly he heard the priest singing a song. When he started to hear the song, he was like so mesmerized, and he started to realize they are singing Brahma Sanghita. Brahma Sanghita is considered one of the oldest Vedas in the universe, because Brahma, after he got his self-realization, he started to sing before the creation. So Sanghita. So, but unfortunately, there are Brahma Sanghita is such a huge book, but only they found chapter 5. All the others disappeared. So chapter 5, text 1, Brahma start with this. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Okay. Ishvara means controller. Parama means supreme. The supreme controller is Krishna. Ishvara Parama Krishna. Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means eternal. Chit means full of knowledge. Ananda means beautiful, blissful. Vigraha means body. Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Anadiradi Govinda. Sarva Karana Karanam is a cause of all causes. So that's when he started to sing. Then after that, after in between, there's some confidential part, but after that, he comes to the main one, and he starts to sing how the Goloka Vrindavan or the spiritual world looks like. All right, how beautiful the spiritual world looks like, how it looks. That's when he starts to compile. Okay, and this is the song also that became a standard song in this, what they call in our ISKCON for morning prayer. Chintamani Pragara Satma Sukalpa Vriksha Laksha Vritesu Surabhi Rabipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Sadasa Brahma Sevamanam Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bajamin. So from there he starts. Angani Yani Sakalindri Avritti Manti. So all this Brahma Sanghita. All right, just chapter 5 only, other discipline. So in total, when you see 1,130 Brahmanas, 1,130 Aranyaka, and 1,130 Upanishad, among all these things, there are 4,520 division. One Sanghita one Upanishad or Sanghita even can go up to, like for instance, Gita Upanishad, like Bhagavad Gita, 700 verses. Certain Upanishad can go up to 1,000 verses, 5,000 verses. All right, when you look at this Srimad Bhagavatam, 18,000 verses. Chaitanya Charitamrita, 11,000 verses. So it can go thousands. So in other words, there were 4,520 division. In 4,520 division, there are millions and millions and millions of verses. But unfortunately, maybe because swollen by time, the time and circumstances during the invaders, they came, they invaded India and all these things. 80% of all these literatures has been destroyed. All right. Most of that literatures here has been destroyed. So what we find here is around 20%. Okay. So among that thing, what he says, but the most important scriptures that is required, that could be carried. That means, say, for instance, when you carry a huge scripture, it's disabled. So that's why Krishna gives Bhagavad Gita in 700 verses. All right. So that means as long as we have Bhagavad Gita, as long as we have especially Srimad Bhagavatam, when we have Srimad Bhagavatam, the law of religiosity can be re-established by the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam. And we have Chaitanya Charitamrita, that one book alone is enough. That's why they say, even there's emergency happen, if you just need to carry one thing, you just need to carry Chaitanya Charitamrita. All right. So it's like that. Of course, and all the summary is given in Bhagavad Gita. So like that, there are so many Upanishads, and there's so many knowledge, and sometimes we may not have lifetime to study all this. Maybe mere reading is possible, but to dwell in that, because we must understand one Sanskrit verse got 7 meaning. One word Sanskrit, and you can extend to 7 meaning. And sometimes when you start to sing, when you start to chant some mantra, sometimes I can even show you, your lips don't even join. In certain texts, in certain meters, your lips don't close. You know, Chinta, okay, I know, like Ishvara, okay, when I get there, I'll show it to you. All right. So like that. So when we have all these things, so that's why what Adi Shankara was telling, all these things are not important. As long as you have a Bhagavad Gita, you have a Bhagavad Gita with you, you will enough. Now you may ask me, then how about Srimad Bhagavatam? How about Chaitanya Charitamrita? In order for you to understand Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita, you have to study scrutinizingly the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is also, in my opinion, of what I've seen so far, in my whatever I have seen, Bhagavad Gita is also considered an introduction to Srimad Bhagavatam. It's amazing. Okay, of course, now we are going to discuss chapter 4. By the time you go to chapter 18, you'll be very excited, right? So this is what the Vedas is all about. Okay, so now we start with chapter 4. Okay, by the way, okay, now the time is so if we overshoot a bit, is it okay? But I'll try to finish it by 9:30. Okay. So chapter 4, transcendental knowledge. So what happened when we start to read from chapter 1, setting the scene whereby Arjuna became overwhelmed. He became, is it recording? Okay. So he became overwhelmed. He became very upset. You know, when he started to see his family members are sitting right in front of him, he feel betrayed. He feel like not worth fighting, and he started to give a lot of excuses. When he comes to chapter 2, Krishna summarized the entire Gita. He gave in a fast track. He's telling all these things. Okay, then after that, after he said all these tracks, and Arjuna start to ask question from that chapter 2, the fast track. All the things he just asked question 2, and that's what is the entire Bhagavad Gita conversation is going to look like. So what happened? Krishna starts slow. He start with karma yoga. He said, whatever you do, just dedicate to Krishna and you can be sinless. All right. So whatever things that you do, all right. Example I give, even say sometimes the job that we do can be sinful. All right. It can incur karma. But the thing is, how we can nullify it is when we just take a small portion of that income, because the income is equivalent to your blood, sweat, and the risk that you take. Right? You go to work, you come back, you know, the risk and the preparation before the work. And after that, you're driving to work. Then you go there, then you got, there'll be a lot of office politics. There'll be always like happiness, distress, frustration, and you come back, you can get firing. So a lot of things. And sometimes when you get firing, you'll be like cursing the boss with some vulgar words, bad words. That is also karma. So with all these things, you come back home, you're so frustrated and everything, because at the end of the day, when you get the salary is the sacrifice that you did and tolerated all that nonsense things happen in that. And you take that small portion and you sacrifice it to Krishna. All the things that you have done in between, in the process of earning the money, becomes purified. So the entire attempt, you're shouting at the boss is shouting at you, whatever it is all considered devotional service. It becomes sanctified or purified. But some people ask me, if that's the case, what happened to butcher? Right? A butcher who sells meat, he come and gives the money. Can it be that his job as butchering becomes a devotional service? Or a fishmonger, can that fishmonger, he sell fish, becomes devotional service? But of course, every time we must understand, there's always terms and condition applied. There's always terms and condition applied. Krishna is giving you such an opportunity, the most sublime opportunity for you to do it. Because once, I remember in early years, when I joined in 93, all right, around that time, there was a devotee. I think he should be senior by 5-6 years. He should be around late 80s. I was early 90s. He was late 80s. He was what do you call? He was veterinary. He's a veterinarian. And he's the one in charge of approving the cows to go to the slaughterhouse. After he heard this thing about this, then when he became a devotee, he actually resigned his job. He resigned his job as a veterinary. All right. Of course, that kind of these things, but we are not talking about that kind of nasty job. But what we are saying is, in whatever job prescribed duty that you're doing, you just need to do some little sacrifice. If not, all the things going to create bondage, all the things only going to incur sin, and all the things, end of the day, is going to give you unhappiness. All right. So it's like that. So now, so with that, okay, that is karma yoga. Then after he spoke about karma yoga, now he's speaking about the transcendental knowledge. Gyana yoga, Gyana, Gyan. Gyan means intelligent. All right, Gyana yoga. All right. So what you're going to learn in this chapter 4, the what they call the overview is Divya Gyan. Divya means what they call. Divya means auspicious or spiritual. Divya Gyan through disciplic succession. That means how you're going to get the knowledge through the disciplic succession. That means from guru, disciple. No, it comes in Parambara. Okay, what is Divya Gyan? About Krishna. What is Krishna? How to attain God? Varnashram. So is it Varnashram is a caste system? Is it what they call what do you call caste and creed? All right, is it what is the word? Discrimination. Okay, is it that? We will study that. And the importance of approaching a guru, how to approach a guru, who's supposed to be the guru? Can any Tom, Dick and Harry can become a guru? And how? It's very important. Very, very important choosing a guru. Just like how you choose your wife. You cannot simply randomly choose a woman. I like this girl and I simply going to get married. You're asking for trouble, right? You have to choose the right wife because you're going to live with her forever, rest of your life. So it's as important as that. All right. And of course, the glories of Divya Gyan. And what is the glories of achieving this transcendental knowledge is the overview of this chapter 4. Okay, let's look at 4.1. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Right? Emang vivashvate yogam proktavan aham avyayam vivasvan manave praha manur ikshvakave bravit. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Emang vivasvate yogam proktavan aham avyayam vivasvan manave praha manur ikshvakave bravit. Now, Krishna is saying, he said, the personality of God is Lord Sri Krishna says, I instructed these imperishable signs of yoga. That means the imperishable signs, these imperishable, that means this Bhagavad Gita, the yoga of Bhagavad Gita, right? Okay, signs of yoga to the sun god, Vivaswan. So initially, he gave that knowledge to Vivaswan, the sun god. And what happened? Vivaswan instructed it to Manu. Manu is the father of mankind. When Brahma created all living entities, first when he started to create Manu, and from Manu, varieties of human beings were created. That's why we are called as Manushya. In Tamil, we call Manushan, right? And in English, we call man. So Manu, Manusya, and all these things, because why we got the name? Because it comes from our preceptor. The ultimate forefather is from father of mankind is Manu, not from monkey. Like how this Charles Darwin was telling that we all came from monkey. Maybe his forefather came from monkey, but definitely not ours. Right? So we never came from monkey. So we are all created. All right? So that means forefather, father of mankind. And what happened after Manu received this knowledge? That means after Manu received this knowledge, he instructed to Vaku, Ikshvaku. And from here it starts the Surya Vamsa or the Sun dynasty. Sun dynasty. And what is the Sun dynasty? Ikshvaku's grandson became Lord Ramchandra. All right. His son is the Ikshvaku's son is the Dasaratha, and his son became Lord Ram. Okay. So that means he instructed it millions of years ago. Roughly in human calculation, it's calculated around 2 million years ago. It was given, the knowledge was given to Vivaswan. And Vivaswan and the sun god Surya Bhagavan have instructed to Manu. And Manu, the father of mankind, in turn instructed to Ikshvaku. So that like that, the Parambara came down. But the thing is, Evam Parampara Praptam in 4.2, Krishna says, Evam Parampara Praptam, Emang Raja Rishiyo Vidu, Sa Kale Neha Mahata, Yogo Nasta Parantapa. So, see, Raja Rishiyo Vidu. What does it mean? See, the supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession. Evam Parampara Pratam. That means there's a chain. That means it came from the disciplic succession one by one, one by one. It's not suddenly one guy, after he go to sleep, suddenly he wake up, he got a dream, he inspired, says, I am God. And he can do some magic stuff, magic show. Push, 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 pop, 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 pop. He can create something and give it to you. Just when what happened in this Kali Yuga, when a human being sees some person can do some kind of magic, he will immediately address him as God. Right? So that means the supreme science was just received through the chain of disciplic succession. So what is the advantage of chain of disciplic succession is, I have no personal opinion to express here. I am just expressing what I have heard, what I have learned from my spiritual master. And I know my spiritual master simply repeat what he heard from his spiritual master, that is Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada just simply repeated what he heard from his spiritual master, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati just simply repeated what he heard from what do you call Bhakti Vinod Thakur. All right, Bhakti Vinod Thakur. But in between his Diksha Guru, Gaura Kishore Das Babaji, also he gave some instruction, but mainly he just learned from Bhakti Vinod Thakur, who is his own father. So like that, it comes under the Parambara system. Nothing is concocted, nothing is manufactured, and nothing is like this thing. That's why even the philosophy that's spoken 5,000 years ago, of originally spoken 2 million years ago, still valid till today. All right. So it was received in disciplic succession. And the saintly kings understood that way. So Raja Rishi means the saintly kings. Raja means king, Rishi means saints. So those days when you see all the kings are very saintly, right? They are all very saintly king. The kings were not some mundane guys. They uphold the dharma. The kings do not go and attack a country. Okay, they don't simply go and attack a country which is very religious. You know, they don't go to a country where people are so religious and people are so pious. They don't attack that country. They only go and attack the country of a barbarian. All right, they go and attack the country of a barbarian. Okay, the people who have lost their culture, and the thing becomes so uncultured. We become like, you know, just like how America is going attacking all the countries, thinking that they are terrorists. Like how the Americans are feeling that they are the world police. Okay, wherever there's a terrorist activity, America will go and attack. Okay, nowadays in Kali Yuga is like that. But those days, the kings, all the great saintly kings will go and attack a country where they are not practicing the Sanatan Dharma. And they fight face to face. They don't fight behind. All right. We can see all the great kings. Okay. And of course, the nasty things happen only when King Ashoka, right? He's the one who came and created a big blunder. All right. After the kingdom of Kalinga was destroyed. When the kingdom of Kalinga was destroyed. And this is also mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. All right. The kingdom of Kalinga, which is the last civilized kingdom, will be destroyed in Kali Yuga. And of course, where this one, everything starts. Okay. And in between, before that, there's a lot of other saintly kings. They still was there. All right. Like, for instance, like Guru Gobind Singh, the first guru of Sikh. He's very pious. They uphold They uphold the what they call the religiosity, and they fight against the barbarians. So all the saintly kings are very highly educated in our Vedic way of life, Vedic literature. We are all well trained, well educated. We are not like the current king who doesn't know anything. The current king are always thinking about how he can make money, right? What are the business expansion he can think of, right? How he can sell more trees and make some money, something like that. They just, like, all the current kings are just like what? Just like a puppet in the hands of the parliament and also hands in the prime minister. Even the most powerful kingdom, what do you call? The British kingdom is also shaken. Looks like another one or two descent down the road, everything will be destroyed. There'll be England may become a republic of London, England. Who knows, right? Because in Kali Yuga, all the kings are rotten. They like to prefer to have more Rolls Royce and more cars. They don't care whether people suffer, they eat or this thing. All right, they just don't care. So all these great saintly kings understood that way, how to rule according to the ways of dharma. Okay. But after that, Krishna says, but in the course of time, sa kale neha mahata, in that great big time, when there's a time come, what happened? When the course of time, the succession was broken. Because when the parampara comes, some or other, someone after this thing, the succession, the parampara is broken, then disappeared. All right. So therefore, the science, it looks like as if it appears to be lost. So now we understand what is the reason that Krishna created a scenario that he put Arjuna in this bewilderment, so that he just want to create an opportunity so that a new parampara, the Bhagavad Gita that has been lost can be revived, but now through Arjuna. But why Arjuna? Because Arjuna was put in a very he was put in a very awkward position, whereby he started to ask in a very lamentation way. He was lamenting because, as per predicted, in Kali Yuga in the future, all of us are basically lamenting. All right. If you don't agree to me, I suggest that all of you to create a logbook, create what they call journal, get a scrapbook, not the scrap white, just white color book, just a long book, and try to write down everything that you go through for a day. You are not trying to write a diary. You are not writing, but just reflect all that activities you have done as what you have understood in Bhagavad Gita up to chapter 4. All right. So this morning happened this, and try to reflect back to Bhagavad Gita. That's how you should do self-transformation, by utilizing Bhagavad Gita. All right. So when you start to see, there's a lot of lamentation. Like today, when I sent my daughter to tuition, right? We were going, suddenly, just few seconds in front of me, there's a lorry was turning, and the motorbike went bang. Exactly the thing hit that fuel, this thing, and I saw that diesel was pouring out. Then we all was slowing. Then I saw that guy. I think his back is broken, the leg is broken. He's like in a, it's like in this shape. He's not straight. That means it's like this. That means I think it's broken. It's broken, and his head only shivering like that. I think he's going to die. I think he should have died. Such a nasty thing. What you should have told his parents, or whoever that person who passed away, what he should have told his loved one, I'm going out, I'll be back shortly, or whatever. So it's like that. So that means, in other words, when you see there's so much of lamentation. So that's why Arjuna was kept in a situation for lamenting. Therefore, Krishna could present the Bhagavad Gita. So this Bhagavad Gita that presented for Arjuna is meant for us. Okay. Now, when you want to acquire any kind of knowledge, even say like when I want to go and get into some medical school, I must make sure that I choose a reputable school. I cannot simply walk into any college who gives medical degree, and I go in and says I want to study medicine, right? Like there's one quite a popular doctor in Ipoh. She's graduated from Bangladesh University, right? Such a good doctor. Then after some time, when I start to see that, then I start to see Bangladesh, and I start to become doubtful, right? And formerly, there's some graduates who graduated from what, Kursk or something like from Russia. Suddenly they said we are not going to recognize. The government don't recognize. So that means even to acquire this mundane knowledge, we must ensure that we are getting it from a proper and reputable source. Okay, which is recognized. So similarly, when you look at this sampradaya or the original parampara, okay, which is authorized, there is only 4 in this world. There's 4 original parampara, or we call it as disciplic succession. Only these 4 are the authorized one and distinct. Okay, first is Rudra Sampradaya. Rudra Sampradaya comes from Lord Shiva. And who is the Acharya? The Acharya is called Vishnu Swami. Second is Kumara Sampradaya. This Kumara is not Lord Murugan. This Kumara is the son of Brahma, the 4 sons of Brahma. Kumara means children. All right, Kumara Sampradaya. Okay, and their Acharya is Nimbarka Swami. And the third is Sri Sampradaya, Sri Vaishnava, we call it. And the Acharya is Ramanuja Swami. Sometimes when you go to South India, you see they're wearing big tilak. They wear such a big one and they put a red dot and this thing. They keep a big sika. Right? We all keep a small kudimi, but they keep a very big one, big sika. So they are called the Sri Vaishnavas. And the last one is called Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. And the Acharya is Madhavacharya. So what is Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya means? That means this is from Lord Brahma through Madhavacharya. Okay, the Acharya Madhavacharya. And Gaudiya. Gaudiya means is a northern part. Like how we are, the South Indians are called as Dravida. We are called as the Dravidas, right? So in the north they call Gaudiyas. It spans from east, I think from I'm mistaken, from Punjab up to Bengal. Okay, the entire thing is called Gauda Desh. Okay, but when you really want to like scrutinizing, no. I think Gauda Desh is covers that Orissa, Bengal, Maharashtra, or something. This kind of few states. Okay, so these are the things. So they are Gaudiya Sampradaya. All right, and the Acharya is Madhvacharya. And one of the in Madhvacharya there's a big tree, and one of the branch of the Madhvacharya is Raghavendra Swami. Have you heard about Raghavendra? That Rajinikanth acted in that movie, Raghavendra. So Raghavendra Swami is one of the branch of this Madhva Sampradaya. All right. But our branch is also one of the branch, and that's considered the biggest branch. From Lord Chaitanya came, and now as ISKCON spread all over the world. That means this Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya is spread all over the world. It is predicted that this Sampradaya is the final Sampradaya before the Kali Yuga ends. Because all like Rudra Sampradaya is almost disappeared. Kumara Sampradaya, the Nimbarka Swami, right? It's almost, you can find it here and there. It's almost disappearing. And Sri Sampradaya, of course, now is active in South India. And that also dwindling. And of course, Brahma Madhva Sampradaya is spread all over the world. Okay, this thing. So when a person wants to acquire knowledge, he has to ensure that he is acquiring knowledge from this authorized source, not from any Tom, Dick, and Harry. Not suddenly one guy, hey, I got one new Sampradaya. No, you have to follow these 4 original Sampradaya. Okay, because they are the authorized one. All right, so when you look at the Guru Parampara in Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, the Guru Parampara first, it was started from Krishna. All right, when Brahma was created from the navel of Vishnu, from the lotus flower, he came, he went there and everything was dark and he was wondering what to do. He was wondering, who am I? What am I? And Krishna imparted the knowledge through the flute. They call Sabda Pramana. Through the flute, he downloaded the knowledge to Brahma. And Brahma instructed to Narada. Brahma's disciple is Narada Narada Muni. And Narada's disciple is Vyasa, the author of, the one who compiles the entire Vedas. And his disciple is Madhva. And that we are from that Sampradaya, Madhvacharya, Madhva Sampradaya. And he also known as the son of Vayu. And also can say that he is the half brother of Hanuman. Okay, I think I'm right. Yeah, I think so, yes. Then Padmanabha, Narahari, Madhava, Akshobhya, Jayatirtha, Jnana Sindhu, Dayanidhi, Vidyanidhi, Rajendra, Jayadharma, Purushottama, Brahmanya Tirtha, Vyasa Tirtha, Lakshmi Padi, Madhavendra Puri, Ishwarapuri. All right. And Lord Chaitanya, disciple, Ishwarapuri disciple is Lord Chaitanya, and his disciple is Swarup Sanatan, Raghunath, Jiva, that means Jiva Goswami, Krishnadas Kaviraj, Narottam Das Thakur, Vishwanath Das Karising. Then from there came Jagannath Das Babaji, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Gaura Kishore Das Babaji, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. And his disciple is my spiritual master, which called as His Holiness Jayapataka Swami. And I am the disciple of that Holiness Jayapataka Swami. All right. Let's see how we have here. I think Cheong Prabhu also recently have accepted initiation from His Holiness Jayapataka Swami. So now he has linked into Parambara. His name became Chaitanya Daya Das. Just recently he have taken initiation. And we have Prahlad Prabhu. Parara Prabhu from Trinidad, Tobago. And you are from your spiritual master, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I'm not initiated at the moment. I'm aspiring. But...
Oh, aspiring. Okay. Okay. So now Prahlad Prabhu is aspiring. That means you have taken the first step of aspiring. So that means after this, like a probation, then after that you'll be accepting initiation. That also linked to the Parampara. And Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, who is what they call, his real name is Dato Dr. Menon, a former physician to the king and also Sultan of Perlis. And his guru is what they call Goswami?
Janananda Goswami.
Janananda Goswami. Okay. All right. His Holiness Janananda Goswami. And so he has given him the initiation name. So he have taken the thing. That means what happened? Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, Prahlad Prabhu, and Cheong Prabhu, and all are linked to this Parampara. So once we are linked to this Parampara means we speak exactly what Parampara spoke. We do not speculate. I have nothing in this thing. So I speak what my spiritual master said, and from this Parampara, all right, we just simply
a very wonderful understanding also is that once we understand and accept Srila Prabhupada as our Param Shiksha Guru by following Bhagavad Gita,
correct,
then we have accepted also.
Yes.
Therein.
So what Prabhu is saying, all right, now for instance, now I don't have a guru. Am I linked to this Parampara? Yes, you are. Because Srila Prabhupada came as a Param Siksha Guru. All right, it's an eminent spiritual master. So as an eminent spiritual master, what he did, he lives in his instruction. When you look at Bhagavad Gita, okay, the purport. So because the guru's job is to give you instruction. So that's the first step. All right. So you'll be with this, you'll be following the footsteps of all the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. And one day, if Krishna decides, he will show you the guru that you can accept initiation and get linked to this Parampara. All right. But whether link or not, but the most important, we are so fortunate that we have Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, A.C. Bhakti Swami Prabhupada as the eminent spiritual master. Okay. Now let's look at 4.4. Arjuna Vacha. Now what happened? Then when Krishna says that he have give instruction to the sun god, now Arjuna is confused. Really? Arjuna Vacha Aparam Bhavato Janma Parang Janma Vivasvataha Katam Etat Vijaniyang Tvamadau Proktavaniti. He was like, quite, taken aback. Arjuna said, the sun god Vivasvan is senior by birth to you. Sun god is senior. It's million years old. You are just 100 over years old. Okay. How am I to understand that in the beginning he instructed the science to him? How am I supposed to understand this? See, as a close friend and as a cousin, he could have just said, hey, Krishna, are you talking the right thing or not? What are you talking? Are you Dilulu? What is this? You teach sun god. But why did Arjuna say it? That how am I supposed to understand that? Why he said like that? How am I supposed to understand? How can I understand that in the beginning you instruct him? He never denied what Krishna says, but he wants clarification. Why? Because Arjuna has surrendered to Krishna as a disciple. So whenever the disciples, when the guru speaks, we accept it as it is. So like that. So that's why I asked, how am I supposed to understand that? Of course, this question also is, of course, the one who benefits is, of course, all of us are benefiting from this question. 4.5, Krishna says, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Bahuni me vyatitani, Janmani tava charjuna, Tanyahang Veda Sarvani, Natvang Veta Parantapa. So the personality of God, it says, many births both you and I have passed. Many births that you and I have passed. Okay. I can remember them all, Krishna says. I can remember them all, but you cannot. Oh, subdue of the enemy. All right. He's telling that so many births that you and I have passed. All right. Like for instance, in the beginning of that creation also, both of them appeared as Nara Narayana Rishi. So he said, many births that both of us have passed, but I can remember, but you can't. All right. So when we talk about many births, so now let's look at this. There are a total of 8.4 million species of life. All right. There are 8.4 million species of life. Out of this 8.4 million, it is divided into 4. All right. It's divided into 4. That means 2.1 million species born through semen. All right. Mammals, like born through semen. 2.1 million species born through egg. They come through egg. 2.1 million species born through water. All right. Water. Or through the perspiration. Like when you talk about mosquitoes. Right. And 2.1 million species born through egg, semen, mosquito. What is another one? Oh my God. Born through seed, plant. 2.1 million species. So there are total 8.4 million species. So when you look at 8.4 million species are not people as species. So there are, when you look in specifically, you see there are 900,000 types of aquatics. Deep under the ocean, all these things, there are 900,000 types of aquatics. And among the trees and plants, there are 2 million trees and plants. And among that insects and reptiles, there are 1.1 million. All right, some insects and reptiles like snake, right, born through egg. All right, crocodile born through egg, mosquito born through waterborne. Okay, so like that means there's insects and reptiles. So when you look at mammals like tiger, lion, dog, cat, there are 3 million in varieties, species. And when you look at the bird, there are 1 million varieties of birds. And when you look at human being, there are 400,000 types of human being. 400,000 species. So we are talking about from the semi-human up to this thing. Example, like when you look at this Red Indian, when you look at this like Amazon, those people who are from Amazon, that the Aborigines, they all look like, their face looks like more into like animal and human combined. So there are 400,000 types of species. So actually we are migrating from one species to another species non-stop. So we pass through all these species, then suddenly we come to the human species. And you still can't learn, pop, you fall back into this tree and all that, you go back on bake round and come back to human species. Still you cannot, pop, you go back. So like that. So that means we have passed through 8.4 million species, and of course we can't remember them all. But Krishna says, I remember everything. Okay. So when you look at 4.7, when you look at, okay, 4.7. Okay. Shall we take a short break? It's 8:39, 8:40. Shall we take 2 minutes break? Because after this, the topics can be...
Yes,
the topic can be more taxing. So I want you to relax your mind first. Think, dwell that amount of species that you have gone through, and now you're sitting here listening to Bhagavad Gita. And how advantage is, we're going to discuss as we go on. All right. Okay. So we take a short break. All good? Okay. Now let's continue. 4.7. Okay, in chapter 4, text 7. Now Krishna is continuing. Very important. He's saying, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanang srijamyaham. So he says, whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice or descendant of Bharata and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. So whenever there is decline, so what is the reason that Krishna comes down? Is because when there is irreligiosity start to prevail, right? Irreligiosity start to prevail. So when you look at this, okay. All right. Now you all understand. So whenever there is decline in any religious practice, Krishna by himself in any of these special incarnation, or he will send some empowered people. Because if they are not empowered, they cannot convince the whole world, right or not? You know, many people are talking, but can they convince everybody? Right? They can create such a big followers behind them. If they are not empowered, they can't do that. All right. But of course, in Kali Yuga, we are so fortunate. We see like Srila Prabhupada have done such a great feat. All right. Within 12 years, he traveled around the world and created. Because that's what, Lord Jesus said, that I shall come back. All right.
Prabhu.
I shall. Yep. Yes, Prabhu. Who's that?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes. What about all these other incarnations like Sai Baba and Sridi Baba and all that? How do they come into that play of? Just now you were saying that there were a lot of people created.
Yeah.
So how do they fit into the system?
Prabhu, Sai Baba and Shirdi Baba all are not incarnation. They are some empowered people who have some kind of power in them. They start to create a religion. You know, like at one place, I remember reading Sai Baba was giving a talk about what actually he did during Ram Leela. So these kind of things are considered like what they call. They are that is bogus. They call it false. They are not incarnation. Because if you want to have incarnation, all right, remember Prabhu that we have studied on chapter 10, right? The universal form. In that universal form, what we have seen, if a real incarnation of God, they should have this kind of specific power. They could be able to carry the mount like Govardhan. He carried Govardhan. He could be able to show some extra strength. And see, just imagine when say, like, for instance, when Jesus was born, the two men from the east came to confirm his birth. The two men from the east came and confirmed the birth. That means there was a Purana, or in Vedas is mentioned, in this particular time, this great person is going to take birth. Right? So during that certain constellation, this nakshatra and everything, that this kind of person is going to be born. So the two men from the east came, they confirm it. Yes, correct. It's mentioned. All these mentioned in Bhavishya Purana. Bhavishya Purana is like Nostradamus, predicting the future. But all these personalities are not mentioned. Okay, Prabhu? Okay. Oh, I think you got disconnected. Okay, anyway, let's continue. Okay. All right. So we understand this. So yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijayam. So whenever and wherever there's a decline in religious practice or descendant of Bharata and predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. So Krishna says at that time he comes in varieties of ways, just to destroy, just to kill all these people who are creating trouble. So ultimately, in the end of Kali Yuga, he will come in the form of Kalki. And after that, after all this thing, then instead the new era will start. The new Satya Yuga will start. All right. Okay. Now, let's look at 4.8. So in 4.8, Krishna says, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam dharma sangsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So Krishna says, what is the reason? What is the reason that he's taking all these kind of forms, incarnations and everything? Because to deliver the pious. All right, he wants to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants. He wants to deliver the pious, means all those devotees who are always thinking about it, just to deliver them. All right. At the same time, to annihilate the miscreants, the one who create trouble, to annihilate them, destroy them, as well as to re-establish the principle of religion. To re-establish the principle of religion, Krishna says, I myself appear millennium after millennium. All right. When you look here, like Lord Narsingadev, he appears. All right.
Sorry,
he comes all. Yeah. Sorry.
No, just now I got cut off. Whatever that question. My internet got broke off, so I don't know. I didn't hear anything, but never mind.
Oh, you didn't hear anything.
anything. I got cut off 3 times. I tried to reconnect, but never mind. I think we continue the class. It's okay.
Okay. Right. No, but no, it's like this, Prabhu. See, everyone that all that incarnation, all has been mentioned in even say like Srimad Bhagavatam. When Srimad Bhagavatam was written, the incarnation Lord Buddha was mentioned because the Bhagavatam was compiled before Lord Buddha, and he says soon in the future I'll come in the form of Buddha. At the same time, he also says that at the end of Kali Yuga, he will come in the form of Kalki. He'll be on a white elephant. He'll come and destroy everyone, or all that miscreants. Then after that, in between, he says in a dawn of Kali Yuga, he will come in a golden form as a devotee, sannyasi. He'll come in the form of sannyasi. So when he said that comes in the form of sannyasi, that is why that so many people who are taken the garb of sannyasi and call themselves as incarnation of God. So they are misinterpret the Vedas because he says, Krishna says, I'll come in the form of sannyasi. That's why they the person that you mentioned, like Sai Baba, Shirdi Baba, and all these things, they are all, but like for instance, Shirdi Baba was never mentioned. He never said anything of this, but only the followers have made him into popular. Like that day I saw that Dasa Avatar, that universal form, they put his face in between and beside so many. All these are very offensive.
So much of fake news and fake followers. Very sad. And
but Prabhu, these people are very famous. That's why you in Malaysia, But do you know in India, every street there'll be one incarnation?
Oh yes, I know.
Yeah.
Anybody who wears a yellow robe is automatically God. Yeah.
God, yeah. That's why they say, oh, I'm a yellow God. Like once I had an encounter with this group, they call Sandosham, right? So they said everything is God. Even dog is God, cat is God. So everything is God. Then I asked, if everything is God, why you eat the chicken? The God chicken, God pig, God dog, God, what they call? Goat, cow. Why you all eat all that? Oh, they all are created for us to eat. I say, why? You call them God and you eat them. Then after that, the second question I asked, if we are God, why we are so unfortunate? Why we fall sick? All right? Like Lord Brahma says, Ishvara Parama Krishna, the supreme controller is Krishna. Then second word, he said that we have to take into consideration, Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Sat means eternal. Chit means full of knowledge. Ananda means very beautiful, blissful, Vigraha, body. Like in this, when you are studying this, the Bhagavad Gita was spoken when Krishna was 123 years. He never had white beard. He never looked old. He still looks like that young, youthful 16-year-old boy. Right? So that's the thing. Even like when you see that, like the person that he mentioned also was in life support before he died. Right? So his death was determined by the doctor. Okay, so it's like that.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah. So like that. So that's why I say Bhagavad Gita is very important because you can discriminate yourself. Just like the blind leads the blind and fall into the ditch. Okay, we will discuss this as we go on. So in 4.9, Krishna says, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvataha Tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mam eti so Arjuna. He says, one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities. That means he says, one who knows. Okay. Okay. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities. That means how he appeared and what were his activities. Does not, upon leaving the body, that means upon dying, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. All right. So this is a very important verse that we should consider. All right. But before that, if we overshoot a bit, is it okay with everyone? Because I need to respect the time.
Yes, yes.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay. Oh, great. How about you, Dr. Manjit Singh? Is it okay? Because I don't want to overshoot the time, then everything. Okay, anyway. So now, so it says, Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam. And what Krishna says, he is actually, when you study in Bhagavad Gita, actually Krishna wants to invite you back home, back to Godhead, and to live with him, to be with him, right? Not to enter into him or not enter into his light, but to be his personal associate. All right. So that's why he says, those who knows my transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again. Example. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, example, when we see, right? So example, when we see that when we are in love with someone, okay, when you get married to someone, okay, first thing when you go, or say you like fall in love, or you're just getting married, or just newlywed. So when say a girl or boy go to the house, the first thing, you know what you'll do? I think you all should have experienced that, right? The first thing what do? You like to open the what they call album, and you like to see. You know, when I was a baby, how did he was it? Oh, you look as a baby. You know, they like to see how you look as a baby, as a toddler, as a young man when you go to school, when you go to college, when you're a young boy. All these things we like to see. We like to see their photo album, especially the album of your beloved one. Yes or not? Any of you should experience that? I mean, those who are not married, I'm not sure, but do I make sense? When you first get married to someone or you fall in love with someone, you like to see how they looked. Yes or not? Just put a thumbs up or at least something. Okay, Chong Prabhu, you remember that. Yeah, we always like to go and see, we'd like to open the album and say, oh, this is how you look like when you're a baby and everything. So the same. So Krishna says, if you know my appearance, you should know how I looked as a baby and what is my transcendental nature, what did I do, and all the activities, how I born, how I did things. If you get to know me like this, you will never born again in this material world and you'll come to me, right? So you'll come to me. All right. Okay. So he says, you will come to me. That's why we say that when we give up the body, we will be in transcendentally situated. So now, starting on this 18th, all right, there's a festival called Damodara Festival, where we're going to celebrate the naughty boy Krishna that go around terrorize his neighborhood. All right, the small little boy Krishna, he's known as Makanchor. He loved to go to all the neighbors' house and like to steal the butter. All right. So it's a beautiful pastime. And of course, the pastime is so beautiful that how we celebrate by offering a ghee lamp to the Lord. We take the ghee lamp and offer the Lord this, offer the ghee lamp, and we do this prayer called Namam Ishwaram Sachit Anandarupa. Later, I'll share that prayer all in the group. But starting from 18th, exactly 1 month, if you simply offer ghee lamp to Krishna in this form, the form of Krishna as a baby will be really deeply rooted into your mind. You will be very, very excited. All right. So that means that is how we see. And the height of this festival is Deepavali. The height of this festival is the Deepavali. That means you start from that month. The height of it is Deepavali. So for 1 month, we offer the ghee lamp. So that's why Krishna says, you will never return back to this mortal world. All right. If you understand all these things. 4:10. What Krishna says? Vitaraga baya krodha manmaya mam upashrita Bahavo jnana tapasa puta madbhavam agata. What Krishna says. Being freed from attachment. Right? Being freed from attachment, fear and anger. So the attachment, fear and anger are the basis of frustration in life. And this is called, okay, this is the thing. Because when, like example, like few days ago, I mean, a day yesterday, I showed about that person who was committing suicide, right? He was telling, so what is the reason he committed suicide? Because he's so attached to the grandchildren that nobody wants to bring the grandchildren to him. And that made him so frustrated that eventually he committed suicide. So that means that's attachment. Fear. So when you are always in fear, imagine a life that you live full of fear. Sometimes, as they say, as we get older, we are getting more and more fearful because we know something inauspicious that can happen anytime. And we start to see that people around us are expiring one by one. Oh, everybody's expiring. When will be my turn? So there's fear. Right. Number 3 is anger. So when attachment and fear combine, people will be very angry. And what anger Krishna is saying? Vitaraga, attachment. Bhaya means fear. Krodha means uncontrolled anger. All right, krodha. So that means when the thing is like fear and being okay, when the anger will arise. When the anger arises, we will lose our equilibrium. We cannot think straight. Sometimes we can use the word that can be very nasty and spoil everything. And of course, like due to anger, people can get down and fight like just like a road rage, right? I think did I tell you the story about I visit the prison house for preaching? I don't know whether I've said it here or not. But there was one prisoner, very educated. He said the reason he's in the prison because he said something. One guy said something bad about his mother. He got so angry, he just gave him a punch and he died. So he was arrested for murder without intention, and he went in for 10 or 20 years, something like that. So there's fear. So that means when the person is being freed from attachment, fear, and anger, okay, and at the same time being fully absorbed in me. So when we absorb in Krishna, that's when all these things we can overcome. We can get rid of it naturally. All right, being fully absorbed in me, and at the same time taking refuge in me. Like sometimes when we give up that habit, or like sometimes in medical school, medical doctors, they say, if you want to give up certain habits, or I say if you want to give up drinking, all right, when you first give up drinking, make sure that you give up the drinking and stop the association with the drunkards. When your friends call you, hey, come go for a happy hour. You don't do that. You cannot say, I've already quit, so I just want to go and associate with them. You definitely will drink a bag. Right? So it's like that. So similarly, he says, so that means being fully absorbed in me, then taking refuge in me. Okay, taking refuge. That means you surrender everything to Krishna. Krishna will look after your life. You have no fear. Right? Many persons in the past become purified by the knowledge of me. And thus they all attain transcendental love for me. That's why they attain the transcendental love for me. Okay. Now, what is that progressive step in devotional service? So when we talk about progressive step, so what are the progress? This is very important. All right. So we have a step-by-step progress. So we think, okay, number 1, first we have Shraddha. Shraddha means we start to have faith. All right. Okay, we just have a little faith. Okay, I think I'm suffering, I'm struggling. I think studying Bhagavad Gita and chanting Hare Krishna can give some kind of this thing. So first you start to have a little faith. And with that little faith, what do? You start to go to the second step we call Sadhu Sangha. So that means you start to associate with devotees. Right? Because when you want to learn something, you have to go to them. Okay. Example, if you want to get into, say, like if any of you decide to do insurance business, what do you need to do? You have to go and join the meeting. You have to associate with other insurance agents. So through that association, you get the skill of selling insurance, the way to talk and everything. So simple, Sadhu Sangha. So simply, if you want to increase the faith, you have to associate with devotees. All right, Sadhu Sangha. So after you associate with devotees, then what happened? You will have, your faith will be more intensified. So when the faith is more intensified, you go to the next ladder. We call this as Bhajana Kriya. So what is Bhajana Kriya? Performance of, okay, this is called performance of devotional service. That means you start to engage in some kind of devotional service. Maybe just like cutting some vegetable, or joining that class and sing some bhajan, kirtan, or eating some prasadam. or you like distributing Bhagavad Gita, chanting Hare Krishna, that means you start to perform some kind of devotional service. So when your devotional service become intensified, right? When you intensify, what happens? You start to get higher taste. That's why we always say, if you think you want to give up all your bad habits, don't attempt it. Fake. Don't attempt it like that. You just go on chant Hare Krishna and read Bhagavad Gita, you get your higher taste. But what happens when you get a higher taste? When your taste intensified, when it is thing, naturally, what happens? You come to the next one, we call anartha nivirti. Anartha means unwanted attachment. So that's when you start to realize, like I've got devotees who have attending my classes. They used to love to eat meat. They can't live without meat, even at least an egg. And they said, I thought that Hare Krishna people always will ask me to force me to take up vegetarianism and everything. And I was just waiting. Whenever you're going to talk about that, I'm going to leave the class. But I'm surprised he never said, but he said, just go ahead and do it. Don't stop. I'm very surprised he said that. But today, you know what happened? He said, whenever I eat meat, I can't stand the smell. I don't know what happened to me. I just feel like, okay, like a few days, yesterday in Namahat, there's one girl. Okay, that's a latest story. The girl asked, how's your life and diet? He said, you know what, Prabhu? I feel like taking the meat, from far itself, I can't take it. I can't take the smell. Once she said, I love that smell. Now she said, I can't take the smell. And I put into the mouth, I feel like puking. I just like, put it away. So since I bought the food, I just push everything aside. Then I just eat the plain rice. Right? Then after that, they said, I feel like, I feel like when I drink beer, I don't feel the kick. Alcohol, I don't feel the kick. So what happened? Naturally, all are decreasing. Everything is getting decreased. Anartha nivritti. Then from there, you go to the next one, Nishta. What is Nishta? You become steady. That means at last you are clean of all bad habits. You become very steady in your bhakti. You are very convinced because now you are so convinced that this method really works on you. Now is the time that you start to have extreme peace of mind. You go to bed and you can just simply sleep, and you wake up, you can wake up with so much of hope. And the most beautiful part, you don't have fear anymore. You are not fearful anymore. That's beautiful feeling, I'm telling you. Right? That's so beautiful feeling. Nothing in this world that think, okay, nothing, okay, Krishna will look after. You will start to have tremendous peace of mind. Right? Because for those who don't have peace of mind, maybe it can be something that you cannot perceive. But try it, at least for the sake of it. All right? So once you come to the steadiness, then you start to have some ruchi. Ruchi means taste. Rusi. All right? You start to have some taste. Oh, you feel like so good. And then after you start to get the taste, then you go to the next level, go to asakti. Asakti means you're getting attached to Krishna. You start to attach to the deities. You feel like cooking something and giving to Krishna. You become so attached to him. And after that attachment starts, that's when the real thing starts. We call bhava. Bhava means what? Love. That's when the love for Krishna will start. All right? The love for Krishna will start. And once you become so intensified in bhava, at last you achieve the highest perfection. We call prema, which call pure love. Prema, pure love. All right? So this is how we go up. So this process from Shraddha to prema, or faith to pure love, maybe it can be done in one birth, or it can be done in 3 births, or it can be done in 10 births or 20 births. Doesn't matter. But wherever you are, the process already started. And when you look at this, when you look at this process, it is just like, right? Okay, just give me a second. It is just like big laddu, right? You know what is laddu, right? Yeah, I believe everyone knows laddu. Big laddu. Laddu means a sweet, right? Laddu. So when you look at this laddu, all right, you know what is laddu? Anyone doesn't know what is laddu? Can raise your hand. Everyone understand what is laddu? Okay. Okay. Laddu is a kind of sweets. So the most beautiful part about this practice, all right, about this practice. That means it doesn't matter in wherever, whether you're in Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, whatever. It is just like laddu. In wherever you are, all right? Just like when you look at the laddu, wherever you bite, okay, wherever you bite, whether you bite here, or you bite here, you bite here, you bite here, or you bite, wherever angle that you bite, it gives you so much of nectarian sweet. It gives you so much of satisfaction. In whichever place that you bite, it gives you so much of nourishment, so much of satisfaction. It pleases your senses. So what I am trying to tell you here is, it doesn't matter where do you stand. It doesn't matter where you stand, right? Whether you're standing here, right? Okay, sorry. Doesn't matter where do you stand. Whether here or here or here or wherever. Even say that you are trying your best, but you're remaining standing here. It's okay. Even your faith, as the faith becomes more and more intensified, you will still enjoy the sweetness. All right. It's not that, oh, I come to this level, only I can achieve the perfection. No, it's not that. Even you are sitting here, you still enjoy the nectarian, even in the faith. It is just like laddu. Wherever you bite, it is sweet. And sweet is so intensified. Of course, but as you go on, then from laddu, you go to gulab jamun and all. So it become more and more sweeter. All right. But the most important part, you have started it. You have started it. It doesn't matter you're going to sit Shraddha for the entire birth. It's still worth it. All right. But how are you going to move up? It's all depends how much faith you have to Krishna. And of course, Krishna will decide. Krishna says, okay, now let's move him up. Right. By the mercy of Krishna, everything is possible. Okay. So this is the progressive step in advancement in devotional service. In 4:13, Krishna says, Chaturvarnyam maya shristam guna karma vibhagasha tasya kartaram apimam vidya kartaram avyayam. According to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them. The three modes of material nature means mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. And the work association with them, associated. That means in goodness, what do you do? In passion, what do you do? In ignorance, what do you do? Right? The four division human society created by me. Krishna says, I created the four society of human being. Okay, four division of human society. Not human being, human society. All right. And although I'm the creator of this system, you should know that I'm the non-doer, being unchangeable. So that means through the three modes of material nature, he created four types of jobs. The nature of the job that you are involved. Okay. Like for instance, the thing is like, first is Brahmana. Brahmana means it's not that Brahmin that we are talking about, that caste conscious. No. Brahmana means those who qualified, those who achieve perfection, they are in the level of Brahmana. That means the intellectual one. The second step, this guy is called Kshatriya. What is Kshatriya means? Warriors. And the third is merchant, business people. And the fourth is Shudra, the servant, that serves all the other three people. All right. So all these things associated was created by Krishna. We will discuss this in detail in the following chapters. All right. But at the same time, Krishna also says, Namam karmani limpanti, name karma pale spruha, iti mamyo bijananti, karma birna sabhadyate. And he says, there's no work that affects me. There's no work that affects him. Nor do I aspire for fruits of action. And they say, he also don't aspire for fruits. One who understands this truth about me, those who understand the truth about him, also does not become entangled in the fruitive action of work. All right. So when they know that Krishna is non-doer and non-distinct, by doing this, he also never get entangled. All right. Then let's look at 24. Brahmarpanam brahmahavir, brahmaknau brahmanahutam, brahmaiva tena gantavyam, brahma karma samadhina. What Krishna says here? A person who is fully absorbed in Krishna conscious, those who are really absorbed, is sure to attain the spiritual kingdom. Is sure to go to the spiritual sky because of his full contribution to the spiritual activity. Because he's fully contributed, is fully dedicated in spiritual activity, in which the consummation is absolute and that which is offered is of the same spiritual nature. That means whatever that he eats, He just is the same spiritual nature. Example, you see, the food that he eats, first he offer to Krishna and he take it as a remnant. So even though the food that he takes, the food is also of a spiritual nature. All right. So now, how to acquire all this knowledge? How to go about it? How to acquire all this knowledge? So we need to have a preceptor. We need to have someone who can guide us and teach us, right? So that's why Krishna says in 434, Tat vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshanaha. So Krishna says now, just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. He said, he said, you please go and approach a spiritual master. Even say, like, come back to the example of selling insurance. When you go there, you join, they will create a mentor for you. That mentor will teach you, okay, all that ways and techniques of selling insurance. So similarly, when you want to study the Shastras, Krishna says, the best person that you should approach is spiritual master. Right? Why he say that? Inquire from him. He said, ask him. Inquire from him. How? Submissively. Don't ask, hey, tell me why Krishna is God. Not like that. Submissively, humbly. How? And render service unto him. At the same time, serve him. The self-realized soul can impart the knowledge. That means the self-realized can impart the knowledge unto you. Why? Because he has seen the truth. So after explaining all these things about devotion and everything, so now Krishna is saying this. Go and approach a spiritual master, surrender to him, serve him, inquire from him, learn from him. You know why? Because you have seen the truth. So it's an easy process Krishna is telling. Right? So learn from him. That means you carry on and learn everything from him. Then in 4035, Krishna also continues. Yat nyātvana punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhutanya sheshani drakshyasyatmanyato mayi. He says, having obtained real knowledge, after getting the real knowledge from self-realized soul, what happened? After obtaining the real knowledge, not some mundane knowledge, after you get the real secret and knowledge from the self-realized soul, and Krishna says, you will never fall again into such illusion. You'll never fall again into that illusion. You never go back to your own ordinary life. Because for by this knowledge, that means through that knowledge, you will see that all living beings are but part and parcel, part of the Supreme. You see, every living entity is part of God. Or in other words, they are mine. Right? So Krishna says, other words, they are mine. Imagine when we start to come to this level, imagine the amount of peace of mind, that happiness, that calmness that you have. You do not hate anybody. Right? There's some religious things, whatever happening around you. You just can say, oh, this part of Krishna. They are part of Krishna. We understand, as what we have discussed just now, they are all in a different mood. According to that mood, they are into that religion and they're very excited about it. All right? So, but of course, I have nothing to claim because I know I'm only a temporary occupant in this place. And my ultimate goal is to go back home and live an eternal and happy life. So in 36, Krishna says, Api chet asi papebhya sarvabhya papa krittama sarvajnana plavenaiva vrijjinam santarishyasi. Now this is something that is very, very, very assuring. I want every one of you to pay a close attention to this. If you want, take a photo of this slide or you mark 436 in your Bhagavad Gita. Api chet asi papebhya. Even a person is papa means sin. Sarvebhya, all varieties of sin. All right. Sarvam jnana. And sarvam jnana, all varieties of knowledge. Plavena. Plavenaiva means boat. All right. Boat. Plava means boat. So now what 430 Krishna says, even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, the most sinful, according to that Garuda Purana, there's a varieties of sin a person can think of. But in this world, the sin that is considered the king of all sin, the most horrible sin, okay, the hierarchy number one is abortion. Performing abortion or going through abortion is number one sin. All right, that's terrible. Number two is to kill a cow. All right, why killing a cow is terrible sin? Every fur in the cow's body, a person has to be born and killed. It's such a terrible karma. And number 3, of course, killing a Brahmana, devotee. Or some, so it's like that, that's the thing. So even you are considering that level of sin. All right. You are done crazy sin in life that can never be forgiven. That can never be forgiven. Right? Even in Yamaloka, Yamaraj and his secretary, what you call Chitragupta, have put this person. Okay, this person is a VIP priority. Just wait for him to come back, and I'm just going to give him. All right. Even that, even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, sarvapi che asipapi be sarvabhya papa hi krit mana. So most sinful of all sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge. So now this is the boat of transcendental. You're studying and learning, and exactly on Saraswati Puja Day, you are on the boat of transcendental knowledge. What does it mean? The boat of transcendental knowledge means you are learning and you are applying in life. All right? You are on the boat of transcendental knowledge. You will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. You could able to cross that ocean of misery. Doesn't matter in what situation. Maybe the person has to be doomed in hell for eternity. But if a person is in the mode of transcendental knowledge, he can even cross that ocean of miseries. What is that ocean of miseries? All that karma, the reaction that's hitting you back. Prarabdha karma, kutta karma, sanchari karma. Just name it, all varieties of karma, just giving you left, right, up and down. Even that you could able to cross it. Right? But of course, we don't take this for granted. This is something that we should learn once and apply it and appreciate it. Right? Because we know when we are in this boat of transcendental knowledge, we know that all our previous birth karma and all these things, it's not going to affect us. It's 36. 39. And after that, he says, Shraddhavallabhate jnanam tatpara sanyatendriya jnanam labhva parang shantim achire nadi gacchati. A faithful man who is dedicated to transcendental knowledge, a faithful man who dedicated, that means he always dedicated in learning, Bhagavad Gita is example, and who subdue his sense is eligible to achieve such knowledge. Subdue the senses, of course, that's why you ask you to chant Hare Krishna. If you chant Hare Krishna, you can able to subdue your agitated senses. Example, you are under stress, under depressed, and you want to study Bhagavad Gita. You'll never study, you'll never understand. Your eyes will be going left, right, left, right, left, right, but you don't know what is actually you're doing. But in order to do that, you just chant Hare Krishna first. You subdue that agitation. Right? So once you subdue the agitation, then you start to study, you will understand it much better. Right? So he's eligible to achieve such knowledge. This is the person who is eligible to acquire that knowledge. And after that, having achieved it, once he achieved it, what happened? He quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace. He quickly attain a spiritual, right? So I've seen so many stories from devotees, even my own personal story, you know. I also went through so much of struggle, unbelievable. But now we start to feel, right? Of course, I didn't achieve to this level, but I feel so much of peace of mind. I feel more relaxed and calm and composed. All right? Okay. So now, in East Bengal, there was a Brahmana called Tapan Mishra. He was confused after reading many Vedic literature. After he read all the Vedas, he became confused regarding the conclusion of the means to achieve liberation. How to achieve liberation? He approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and sincerely inquired from him to clear his confusion. He said, can you please tell me what is that conclusion? What is the thing? Which conclusion I should come to now? Because I studied all the Vedas. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that in Kali Yuga, in Kali Yuga, one can't achieve perfection. You cannot achieve perfection of life by being a bookworm. That means by being a bookworm, you study the Vedas from page to page, you can never achieve perfection. So one can attain salvation only. The salvation only happens when a person, by chanting the holy names of Krishna. And the Sastras recommended, Harer Nama, Hare Nama Kevalam, Kalau Nasti Eva, Gadir Anyataha. He repeated, Kalau Nasti Eva 3 times. He said, in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy. So in Kali Yuga means it's the age of quarrel. Easily you can quarrel with someone. Like that day, I think previous class I give one example. One fellow just hung, because the child was sitting on a driver's seat, right? And the child, while playing with the thing straight, suddenly she just tapped on it, ping, like that. Immediately the front floor came down and want to whack the floor. Immediately create a fight. Right? Gong, bang the car. Sorry. My daughter pressed that, honk. Then he was so angry. Watch out. Then he just went. So what I'm trying to tell you is a simple honk can create a big fight that can even fatal. It's an age of quarrel. And hypocrisy, I do not need to explain to you what is that. Now you see, everyone is hypocrite. Right? Even the kings, even the ministers and all, you just see hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is very common. All right? Hypocrisy means now they call it what? The art of there's a term they used to call art of what is it? That's one term they used to call. It's the art of communication, art of negotiation or something. That's one word they call. Okay, anyway. So in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is chanting the holy name of the Lord. Is simply chanting the holy name of the Lord. There's no other way. There's no other way. There is no other way. So that is the conclusion. So I hope that you all can take up chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. If you don't have a beads, just take something. Right? Even you have Rudraksha, whatever, it doesn't matter. All right. Or you can use your finger, every phalanx, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. You start to chant, or you just simply sit and just clap, or you just sit on your couch. You just sit, so simply sing Hare Krishna. There's a lot of songs in the YouTube. You just put, but sing along, and you start to see how a transformation is going to happen in your life. All right. So take the RDC formula. Again, I'm encouraging this RDC formula because this formula really works. Okay. I'm not speculating on this. I've done this formula with so many people. So read Bhagavad Gita daily, no matter what. Just read it at least one verse. Okay. And distribute Bhagavad Gita if possible, because there's so many people can achieve so much of peace of mind by reading Bhagavad Gita, because Bhagavad Gita is giving a lot of assuring word. It assures you. At last, chant Hare Krishna. So there's a beats like this. So chant Hare Krishna, go on chanting. If possible, chant 16 rounds. What does it mean? That means 1 to 108 is considered one round. Then after that, continue another one round. Continue another one round. So like that, you do 16 rounds. Right? It's going to take something like 1.5 hours of your life. But after you finish your 16 rounds, you will be amazed. All right? Those who are suffering from insomnia, this is a best remedy. Try it and see. Try and see. Right? If you can't sleep, don't try sleeping tablet first. Try to chant your rounds. You will sleep like a baby, I'm telling you. Right? Because I'm not speculating. I've seen it with my own eyes. Right? So with that, we end the session here. Of course, these 3 books are available. That means the Bhagavad Gita plus that, what is it? Damodara Puja, the small mini cut, and this Japamala set all come with 50 ringgit. All right? Including shipping. This thing is worth more than 70, 75 ringgit, but subsidized 50 ringgit. All right. So if anyone wants to give away as a gift or whatever, you can contact me. All right. So is there any questions, any comment?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
The RDC, the Bhagavad Gita got chanting back, but the format to, there's a sometimes small booklet at the back got the picture about how to chant,
Yeah.
I thought maybe there's a what do you call a cutout or something like that.
They call like invitation card, like small card, Japa card.
I mean how to chant. There's a something like the
okay, by Bhakti Vikas Maharaj.
How to?
I think starting in Krishna consciousness or something like that, right?
I thought if the Bhagavad Gita got what I mean is a photo, is a picture of showing how to chant. The hands with the.
Yes, understand.
So if I give this books and the chanting bag, I don't know whether they know how to begin start.
No, it doesn't matter, Prabhu. See, they let them start anywhere, and after that we'll do the adjustment.
Okay.
Let them simply chant. Let them chant Hare Krishna first.
Okay.
Right? Then others, then because like for instance, like when you want to build okay, like you are a contractor, when you want to build, they'll come and drop everything there at one time, the bricks and the sand. Then after that, you segregate one by one. Then you adjust one by one. We do that way.
Okay.
Okay, Prabhu. Yeah, how about others? Any other question? Any comment?
Prabhu, in text 13, right, chapter 4:13, there Krishna says you should know that I am yet the non-doer. That means what, Prabhu?
4 and 4:13.
Yeah.
4:13. Okay.
There,
Very good.
at last, yeah. You should know that I am yet the non-doer.
Non-doer.
Means,
okay.
What does Krishna mean?
Okay, can you see this? Can you see the screen now? 4:13. Are you seeing the screen? Rajalakshmi, are you seeing the screen? Okay, good.
Yes.
So in 4:13, you're asking a question about this.
Yes, Prabhu, yes.
Okay, now you're asking about this bright question, very intelligent question you asked. Okay, now he says, and you should know that I'm yet the non-doer.
Yes.
Right? So I'm yet the non-doer. Example, see, Krishna says, I am the creator of the system, the creator of the Varnashram system, but at the same time, I'm yet the non-doer. Okay, just for a very easy understanding, I just give you an example. Say like municipal, you're from Ipoh, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, now you see DBI is there, Dewan Bandaraya, right?
Okay.
Okay, Dewan Bandaraya got many division, and one of the division is picking up rubbish.
Yes.
And who is the one in charge of that, overall in charge of this DBI? The mayor.
Okay.
Dato Banda, right?
Okay.
So Dato Banda is the one created the system of picking up rubbish.
Okay.
The mayor created the system, correct?
Okay.
But he's the non-doer. He doesn't go and pick the rubbish.
Oh. Like Krishna is saying about the Maya that is doing, which is the three modes.
No. This is nothing to do with Maya.
Oh.
Right? So you see, what he's saying that he said that you should know that I am the non-doer means that I am the one who created the system, but I am not involved in that system.
Oh, he wouldn't be in the category of that.
Yes, he's not Brahmana, he's not Kshatriya, he's not Vaishya, he's not Shudra. He's above all.
Okay, understand.
As I said, the mayor is the one created that system of picking up rubbish with a dump truck, but the mayor doesn't go and pick the rubbish. Okay. He's the creator of the system, but he is not there.
Okay. Understood.
Right? So said being unchangeable. Unchangeable means what? That means he never changed. He still remained the same person.
Okay, Prabhu.
There's a verse that comes from Ishopanishad. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate. Right? So there's a verse. So actually, this is all. But as we go on in Bhagavad Gita, we study all this in detail. Thank you for your question, Rajalakshmi.
Thank you, Prabhu.
And this Sunday, you're coming to temple, right?
This Sunday, Prabhu?
Yeah, Kalpa Vriksha Prabhu is coming.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Anyway, I'll send the invitation to you.
Okay, Prabhu. Prabhu, I have another question, Prabhu.
Yes.
Just now about if we submit our work to Krishna, Krishna will take care of the results, right? Something like that. Am I correct?
See, when you surrender, say example, you say like working with the attachment, that's what you're asking, right?
Yes.
Okay. Example, what are you working as?
I'm not working. I'm at home.
Are you looking for a job or you're not working for now?
I'm not working for now.
Okay. Formerly, what you worked as?
Formerly, I was working as HR assistant before.
Okay, HR. Okay, HR. So your job is to handle all that workers, right?
Yes.
the legality and all that legal system and the EPF, SOSCO and all these things you have to handle, correct or not?
Yes.
And ensure that all the workers are getting the job and working according to the time and everything. Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
And of course, they are, even they have some issues, problem. All right. Of course, HR is a tough job, very tough job. All right. So now as a HR, is that considered devotional service? No,
No.
because you are handling the staff of you're handling the staff of your company. Yes or not?
Yes.
All right. Now, when you handle your workers, sometimes you tell lies, correct?
Sometimes you have to be smiley face.
Huh?
Sometimes you have to be very smiley face, even
No,
even
smiley
though
face,
we
of course, you have to be smiley with everyone, but say sometimes when the workers come and tell you, do you have union in your factory?
No, Prabhu. It
Oh,
was
okay.
just a little time I was working before.
All right. Okay, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So next, sometimes when they come and tell you, you say, don't worry, I'll talk, the boss is nice. Someone lies, yes or not?
Yes, yes.
And sometimes when you see someone is suffering, coming to you, please help me, you just ignore also. Right? You just say, don't ask me, go and ask somebody. Sometimes it's all sinful, right? It's called got some kind of bad karma, yes or not?
Okay.
So now what do you do? End of the month, you get your salary. You get your salary, say like whatever amount you get, say just take 50 ringgit from your salary and purchase one set of Bhagavad Gita and give it to someone and ask them to read. Are you following me?
Yes, Prabhu.
So what happened? Your 50 ringgit, you are taking it and sacrificing to Krishna. You are using that 50 ringgit as a sacrifice, tyaga, or as an offering. So say whatever amount, maybe you're earning 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 or whatever, you just take just 50 ringgit and give it to a devotee and says, I will buy one book and just go and see a friend and say, now you should read this book. This book really helps you. Right? That means you're doing that. You're doing that. You're sacrificing your 50 ringgit to buy a Bhagavad Gita and give it to someone. So what happened? Your entire income, your 4,900, say you're earning 5,000, your 4,950 ringgit becomes sanctified, become purified. So in that 4,950 become purified. So that means the money will become like purified. Purified, sanctified, like become prashadam.
Yes, I understand.
So where did you make that money? What was that activity that make you to make that 5,000? That 30 days of job that you're going to work and all these things, right? So all these things will become devotional service. So in devotional service means if there is any karma incur in that process of earning that 5,000, nullified, taken off.
Okay, Prabhu.
Right?
But this question actually raised in my mind because right now I'm not working, right? So I don't have money. So every time, how can I detach myself from the work? That's why I
No, see,
thought.
I'm just giving an example. I'm giving an example.
Okay.
See, you do not detach from work or detach from anything. You just attach to what you do. Example, if you're not working means what you're doing.
I'm helping my mom at home.
Exactly, you're doing something, yes or not?
Yes.
It's not that you're not working means you're sitting and meditating, you're becoming idle. That means you don't work, but that means you have something to do at home. So what do you do? Whatever things that you do from your mother, with your mother, make it spiritual. That's it. Very simple. Example, when you're at home means you can chant your rounds more easily. You can read more nicely, and you can talk to your mother about this what they call the Bhagavad Gita. You do not need to invest money and buy. You can even go to your Veda base and get it free. There's a free Bhagavad Gita in Veda base. All right.
Okay.
So engage your mind, engage yourself. It is not that, once I get a job, I'll do everything. No, it's not that. You do not need to wait till you get a job to do something. I'm jobless also. All right. Some or other maintaining me. A lot of things happening. So it's like that. Okay.
Okay, Prabhu, understood.
Okay,
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna. Very nice question. Very nice question. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Anything else? Any other question? Yes, Shanti Mataji.
No, thank you, Prabhuji. Was good.
Was the class okay today? Is it too heavy?
No, it was good, very knowledgeable.
Acceptable, eh?
Yes.
No, because I was rushing from work, rushing from there, come back, and I stuck in a terrible jam after fetching my children. Came back and came and sat here, and I lie down, and the thing like broke off. Oh my God, was a challenge before I start this class. Anyway, happy ending. All right. So okay. So anyway, thank you so much for your time. So please do understand whatever I've said, whatever I expressed is nothing of my opinion. I simply repeat what I've heard from my spiritual master and also my preceptor like Srila Prabhupada. Okay. So again, we're going to meet up tomorrow, which is going to be even more interesting. The combination of Karma Yoga and today's Jnana Yoga. Tomorrow we're going to speak about Karma Yoga action in Krishna consciousness. How are we going to act in devotional service? How to do it? All right. So that's going to be the discussion for tomorrow. And I hope that all of you can make it on time, 7:30. And of course, if you think you're very happy with this training class, please do put a message in the group, encourage them not to miss the class, right? Because we are taking so much of effort for everyone's benefit. But sometimes they say, okay, later I'll listen to the YouTube and everything. Of course, it doesn't work like that. Nothing like live classes, all right? But of course, I believe they also going through this class, all right? So anyway, have a nice day. Have a beautiful day. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavinibhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namah. See you again tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Hare Krishna. Good night.
Prabhu,
Yes, Prabhu.
thank you.
Okay, Prabhu. Go Ranga.
Oh,
Go Ranga.